Nico Iamaleava is set to enter the transfer portal. Tennessee's moving on without him after he missed practice on Friday. So we answer the question now, where could he land? Who could be in the Nico Iamaleava sweepstakes? We'll unpack that together. Before we do, though, if you're a college football sicko, make sure you are subscribed right here. This is college football year-round. Transfer portal getting ready to open up, and by nature of this story, looks like it'll be a bit of an intense portal cycle. So make sure you're locked in here. Don't miss anything. The best way to do that is by being subscribed to the channel. We appreciate y'all in advance for that. Let's reset the table here because this is a storyline that's picked up some steam here pretty quickly over the course of the last few days. On Thursday, On Three's Pete Nakos reports, hey, Nico and Tennessee having negotiations. Sounds like there could be some murky waters there. Unclear if it impacts him in the transfer portal and if he could eventually jump in there. Nico's deal, right around $2.2, $2.5 million allegedly. The market has since moved since he signed that deal. You got guys making north of $3 million. So his reps, according to ESPN, are looking to have him during the winter portal cycle have his deal up to right around $4 million. And I said this, no issue if you want more money. Now, are you worth that much money? Another discussion, supply and demand. I totally, can have a conversation about that. But then Friday, he misses practice. And if we're reading between the lines here, that was the last straw, or that was the straw for Josh Heupel and company. They say, you know what, we're going to move on without Nico. So now Nico set to enter the transfer portal. What's next for my guy? There have been 3 schools that have been linked, maybe a strong word, but 3 schools that are talked about in relation to Nico Iamaleava. And this is my betting favorite right now. If I had to put down money today, all of the money that I would, put on this, I'll rephrase that. If I had $100 to put on where Nico were to end up next, and I could divvy it up across different schools, I'd put all 100 on this school. Just how I feel about it. UCLA makes a lot of sense. All right. He's from the West Coast. He's from Long Beach, which is not far at all from UCLA. UCLA, let's be real here. They were bad offensively last year. Now, they did take a transfer portal quarterback during the winter from App State, Joey Aguilar. So I guess a lot of this is linked to how you feel about him. But UCLA, to me, would just make a ton of sense. I think he's too big of a name, quite frankly, for that staff to pass on. Just how I feel about this. Now, I would say, though, if you're looking for $4 million, the ultimate question becomes, is UCLA or anybody else going to pay that to Nico? To be real here, too, $4 million in Los Angeles doesn't go nearly as far as it would in Knoxville, just so we're on the same page. But UCLA, location, need, fit. Also, his brother, Madden Imamalyava, was committed to UCLA for a long time, so I don't know if that helps or hurts things. There's familiarity there between Nico and his camp in UCLA, but UCLA is where I'd put all of my money in this discussion around Nico if I were making a bet today. Now, that could change tomorrow. USC is another school that could make sense. I don't know there's the same interest from a USC that there would be on Nico's side to go there, strictly because of what they have at quarterback. Like Jade Maiava, we've said a couple of times on this show, I think they feel pretty good about him. Like barring something unforeseen from spring practice from USC around Maiava, like I don't think that they're probably going to be that active in the transfer portal getting a quarterback. And if they were, they could have been active in the transfer portal in the winter cycle. Also, you got a high-profile quarterback in Husan Longstreet, who we've heard good things about so far as well. So even if you don't feel great about Jade Maiava, you got a true freshman in there, early enrollee, who you could also turn to. So unless USC finds themselves really not liking their quarterback room after spring, I'd be surprised if that was the way things went. But based on geography and based on, you'd have to believe, if you're Nico Iamaleava going and playing for a quarterback guru like Lincoln Riley, that would be on my wish list if I was Nico. But I don't see that happening just based on USC and the position they're in at quarterback. So I'll throw them into this discussion because of all the things we just mentioned, but I don't know that USC will be desperate's a strong word, but I don't think they'll be, quite frankly, that desperate to go get Nico. Now, Notre Dame is another school that's mentioned for Nico Iamaleava. Again, I don't know. Similar to what I said to USC, there's the desperation from them. So then they're in this discussion, but like, are you really not feeling that great about Steve Angeli, a guy you've had in your room for a while there, a CJ Carr, Kenny Minchie? Like, I think you got 3 pretty serviceable options. I'd be surprised if Notre Dame ended up being the location for him, but they have been in the discussion for him when this whole thing starts to bubble up. So we'll mention them, but I'd be surprised if there was interest from Notre Dame or USC. So I mentioned 3 schools there, pretty much to tell you that I think it's UCLA until it's not, in my humble opinion. Now, I don't have any intel on this. This is just reading the tea leaves and trying to see how the puzzle pieces fit together. But at the end of the day here, if you're Nico Iamaleava, got to end up somewhere. We'll see who's able to meet the NIL requirements. We'll see who is desperate enough at quarterback to go grab him via the spring portal. But what we saw last year, less than 20 touchdowns through the air, that's a lot of money to ask for with that production. Now, I get he made the college football playoff. I get that. But, like, you had a stud in Dylan Sampson, who's an absolute dog for them on the ground, really carried the offense. The defense was top 5 in America. So you have the label of college football playoff quarterback, but I don't know if you were to go back and watch Tennessee's games and say, you know what, that was because number 8. Number 8 is the one who got him to the college football playoff. So that's for somebody else to decide and someone else to make the decision, but those are the schools that I would watch. Again, UCLA, leader in the clubhouse, really the only one in the clubhouse. I think USC and Notre Dame are maybe like outside the clubhouse hanging out, and maybe if weather gets bad, they walk in the clubhouse themselves. But that's how I feel about it. Keep it locked right here, because as soon as he commits, we'll have a reaction for you. We'll have thoughts for you. And very, very fascinated to watch this whole thing unfold. Again, Nico Iamaleava will not be at Tennessee next year. Sounds like this was Tennessee saying, you know what, we're good. We're not doing this with you, Nico. Appreciate you, but we're going to go ahead and move forward. So appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Make sure you are subscribed. Cato on the 1s and 2s. We will see y'all next time.